There we go. Hey everyone, hey everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone is safe. Well, hope everyone's having a good day. So, I am going to just get straight to it. I am doing my June challenge going live every day. So yesterday I talked about my son's autism journey. I talked about some signs that kind of alerted us into getting him some help. I talked about state programs, being active, take the initiative with finding him help or just finding doctors who will listen to you. I talked about a lot of different things yesterday. So if you will, if you, I would suggest you all go back and look at the video from yesterday. It was really, really good, honestly. I think it was really good. So today I'm going to talk about receiving the test results, receiving the evaluations back from the different doctors, different people who's involved in the process and what to do next and so forth. So when you do your research, when you find state programs, school programs, or just even organizations in your community that will help you, with the next step after you've seen signs pointing to autism. After you found these people, I'm going to share my experience. So whenever they do an evaluation, they usually have psychologists. Um, they usually have the therapist. It's usually like 3 to 4 different people. A psychologist, a therapist, speech therapist, or sometimes a teacher. It really just depends on what that organization or um, what that program, you know, depending on what they require. But it's usually sometimes always a psychologist, a teacher, therapist, and the miss. Excuse me. And so they will ask your child questions, see if they respond to certain things, see how they respond, and they will look for different factors that weigh in if your child has autism or not. Excuse me. Some kids you can just kind of see off the bat. Some kids they kind of have to go further. It might take longer. Usually it's like up to 2 hours, maybe. I don't think we've ever been over 2 hours. The first time they came to our house, Tice was about 1 years old. The second time he was around 2, they came out to the house as well. And then, because we moved a few times. And then the last one, we went to a school and, see how he interacts with different toys and things like that. So, um, another thing I want parents to know that you always have some type of questionnaires to fill out, about 2 or 3 different evaluations, questions, front and back, yes or no. Sometimes they'll have a maybe in there, but that's a lot of questions. Don't be scared. Don't be frightened. Don't be panicked. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. They're just asking questions so they can know more about your child. So don't panic. It's not about, oh, am I a good parent or not? They're just trying to get the best record of your child because you spend time with your child and they don't. They don't know your child. So they want to get all the background information that they possibly can. Um, and so when you receive the test results, it's usually a conference, usually with the same people who tested your child. And they will go over all the graphs. They will go over what they tested your child on, just a lot of different things. It can be overwhelming for sure, but it's for you to know, hey, this is where your child is at. This is what we're thinking. These are our concerns. So, excuse me, I'm having a little trouble today. But again, do not be alarmed. Just listen to what they have to say. They at the end they will say, okay, your child has autism. We really feel that he or she has autism. Um, and we recommend them going to this type of therapy, this type of therapy, or that type of therapy, or all therapies, just depending on what your child needs, not their kid, what your child needs. And you can say, okay, I agree with you, and let's go forward. Or you can say, hey, I don't think it's that severe. Let's see what the doctor says. Like, you know your child best. Excuse me, they're just there to help you with the next step. They're just trying to help your child with getting them the help that they need. So again, you can agree, you can disagree, you can get another opinion from another program or organization. But again, this is coming down to being an advocate for your child. You always want to be an advocate and make sure that your child is getting the best help that they possibly can get. So say that you do agree with whatever therapies or schooling that they need. Um, Usually they work with certain schools, or they work with certain therapy centers. Usually they can recommend you to some good people. But again, do your research. You can always go to ABA Center if that's what they recommend. Say, hey, want to get a tour of the building and what you all do. And so you can get a better feel. Your child can go through and get a better feel for things. um, but again, be an advocate. You have to use your voice for your child, period, in any type of situation. So, then first off, and then, like I said, if everything is good, you have to kind of schedule things accordingly because we all have schedules. Some of us work outside the home, some of us work in the home, some of us stay at home. And so some people have one car, some of us have two cars. So you have to schedule it to what works with your schedule. Um, I know in the beginning for us it was hard because we only had one car. So my husband was working throughout the day, so we have to do like, okay, on this day I need the car from this time to that time, just to kind of make things work. And if you have Medicaid, or they do offer transportation services, so that helped us out as well. Because at first we started to Uber when I couldn't get the car, and then I seen that they did offer transportation. So we took that. We had to call ahead of time to kind of schedule everything, and then when we were done with our appointment, we would have to call again and say, "Hey, we're ready," and then they will come pick us up. Boom, real simple, real easy. Only downside was he was younger, and I had to lug around a car seat, and it was during COVID, and the parents couldn't wait inside. So I had to go find a restaurant with the car seat and my bag and wait until the session was over. But you do what you have to do. Again, it's for the babies. We as parents, we just got to do what we got to do. So that was our experience. And again, we've been so blessed because we've had a really great group of people involved in Titus's journey. And like I said, with ABA, we are sad because this is our last year, with them. And July is his last month, and he's going to kindergarten. So it's rough because again, they know him, they've been with him, and we just don't want it to end. So I hope and pray that you all can find um, your tribe out there, that you all can find people who really want the best for your child, who's going to keep them safe and make sure that they're getting the help that they need. Um, and so going forward for us, speech will be done because it won't work until our schedule. We've been doing speech for this year. And it's good because ABA kind of works with some of those same lessons. So we'll be done with speech. However, when he goes to kindergarten, he is going to, this was recommended as well from his pre-K. He is going to a school that has a program. It's called Multi-Cat. Basically, it has kindergartners and first graders in this group. Um, and I've seen this before when I was in school, actually. And they'll still be able to do occupational therapy and speech within this group. However, we haven't gotten down to like the full details if he's going to be pulled out, if they're going to do it as a group. We're not at that point yet because it is a summertime. So hopefully someone can get back with me before then. I would really like, they start school early here, like around August, like first week of August. But this kindergarten class or just a school period is not our first choice. So when I talk to the lady, whenever she gives me a call back, I'm gonna say, hey, what can we do about sending him to the school that we want? And if she can't give us anything, and if she's adamant about, keeping him there, then we'll call the school that we want him to go to and say, hey, we want him in a school. He will have an IEP. That's an individualized education plan. And say, hey, he will need IEP. What does that look like here? And we'll kind of weigh out the two just to see again what's best for him, how he will learn, and what's the best thing for him at this point. Because we've seen from this year, he had speech on Mondays. He was doing pre-K. No, he did ABA in the morning, pre-K in the afternoon, and it was so much on him. He was overwhelmed. He was stressed out, and even his developmental doctor was like, "It's too much going on. It's taking him out of his routine. We're gonna have to cut something out." However, again, it's the summertime, and so pre-K is all done. And guess what? He's not eloping. That's like running away from like the therapist. He's not eloping really anymore. His behavior has gone back down. He's more focused. So we're noticing that he doesn't like too many authority figures. And it's just a lot. It's a lot of change, and it's different routines with different people. So it's just things that we have to kind of look at and pay attention to and try to fix or accommodate at that time. So we're still on our journey. I mean, this journey is forever. And so we're just trying to do again what's best for him and making sure he's happy with where he's at and just going from there. But again, just kind of wrap things up. When it comes to the tests and evaluations, it's overwhelming and it's quite a bit. But I will say stick with it. Do your best to accommodate, all the therapies that they may need because it's going to help them. And the earlier you all get the tests done, the evaluations done, man, they will have those slots open. You'll be on the wait list because guess what? It is a long list, especially since COVID happened. They're starting to kind of get back into the regular routine now. So the sooner you do it, the sooner they can get their therapies, the sooner you can see what works, what doesn't, and then as they grow, you all will be doing well. And not every day will be good. It just won't. However, you'll have the tools that you need in order to help your babies. So I hope this was helpful to someone. I appreciate you all watching. And I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to talk about health, like vitamins, nutrition, diets, picky eaters, because my son is so picky. We're going to talk about all that good stuff tomorrow. And of course, here he comes. And we're going to talk about all that good stuff tomorrow. So y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later. Peace.